Go into the pudding and find the truth.
You want me to?
I want you to go into the pudding!
Back.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back to Hard Truth. Link, is your brain ready to grow 3 sizes like one of those dinosaurs that they put in the water?
As long as my skull grows with it.
Because I've got hot news straight off the presses of 1912. The Titanic never sank, and the truth will shock you. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Okay, great.
Link?
You got a thing, huh? And that thing. Okay.
Link?
Okay.
Do you know what truth stands for?
Something tells me no matter how I answer, you're still gonna tell me.
Titanic really isn't underwater. That was a hoax.
Titanic really under that hoax.
Okay, you all know the fable, but let me go through the details just to refresh your freaking memory. The beautiful luxury cruise liner RMS Titanic shipped off for its maiden voyage on April 10th, 1912. It sailed for several days before striking an iceberg off the coast of Newfoundland. The ship's sinking lost about 1,500 passengers, including Jack, who died even though Rose totally had room on that door. That's a conversation for another time. The aftermath of this tragic accident caused worldwide outrage and a complete reworking of maritime safety procedures. Of course, none of that is true. Don't touch my rod, man. My pointer. Should probably call it a pointer. Please let engineer, writer, and lifelong Titanic researcher Robin Gardner get right to the point and open your eyes to his easy-to-follow theory.
Robin, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Right. Well, Titanic wasn't a single class. There was no Titanic class of ships. It was the Olympic class. And the first of those ships, actually, construction began on the first of those ships, Olympic herself, shortly before construction of Titanic. There was a third one, but that wasn't started until after anything that concerns us had already occurred.
Yes, as that makes absolutely clear. The Titanic never really sunk because it was swapped for a near-identical sister ship called the Olympic in a dual scheme involving insurance fraud and violent robber baron takeover of the United States economy. Okay, now you're thinking, how did all this happen?
How did all this
I got a chart for that, Link.
happen?
Olympic equals Titanic. Both of these boats were owned by the International Mercantile Marine Corporation, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. The Olympic sailed first and was found at fault when it struck a military ship, costing the company lots of money. And then the two ships were so similar, it would be hard to tell the difference unless you're paying attention. Are you paying attention, Link?
Yes.
Because I'm dropping truth bombs. Under the cloak of moneyed secrecy, the Olympic became the Titanic with a simple paint job. Same ship, painted because of insurance fraud. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Who could pull off this kind of massive insurance fraud? Well,
Who could pull off?
ever heard of J.P. Morgan? Link, do you know what J.P. Morgan stands for?
Oh, wow, you've done this all ahead of
Just
time.
planning murder on the regular and getting away with it like a naughty boy. You never saw that in there. Okay, J.P. Morgan was considered a robber baron, belonging to a class of extremely wealthy men who nearly control all industry. And I'm not gonna get bogged down with the extremely boring and confusing facts. Let me just put it into chart form. Conspiracies can be complicated and difficult. USA was bad at money. JP said, hey, I got money, USA. USA's like, thanks. Other rich guys are like, that's upsetting. JP's like, I don't care, I can get more money. All the rich guys are like, no! And now they're all dead. Multiple rich dudes that were in disagreement with JP Morgan died in the Titanic crash. I know you're still having trouble. Why do you keep trying to make my pointer smaller?
Because you're poking me in the eye with it.
Okay, at the time, Morgan wanted the U.S. to create a Federal Reserve Bank, and there were three powerful men who were opposed to it. Millionaire John Jacob Astor, mining magnate Benjamin Guggenheim, and Macy's co-owner Isidore Straus. And they all super died on the Titanic. This is true. All this was made even more suspicious considering JP Morgan was supposed to be on the Titanic himself. He had a giant private suite, but he canceled at the last minute because he felt like it. I wouldn't cancel a freaking Carnival cruise even if I had a standard room. Hello? Something's up. In summary, JP Morgan intentionally planned for the Titanic to sink, and of course he would be fine with insurance fraud. As the old saying goes, everything is a rich man's trick, and Morgan's disappearing ship and rivals is the greatest magic trick of all. You know the old saying. Link? I sense you're still doubting. Pick a card. Any card. Any card. Yeah. Just pick a freaking card, man. Link, what does that card say?
The Titanic was a hoax.
Boom! What are the chances that you picked the only
Here's another one.
2 cards that say the Titanic was a hoax? Out of 52 cards, you picked the 2. What are the chances?
Probably 100%.
Okay, now this is almost too convenient, don't you think? Because isn't magic all about distraction? And what if this super convincing theory about the ship JP Morgan missed is just a distraction from a truer truth, the truthest truth? Hold on to your horses, Link. Yes, folks, we've all been duped by a duper. Here's what's really up. JP Morgan's famous absence is meant to cover up another famous absence from the Titanic. Milton Hershey, founder of Hershey's Chocolates, an already wealthy candy robber baron himself, put down a $300 deposit to secure a room on the Titanic, but due to illness or work stress, the stories conflict, he left a week early. Until recent history, Hershey has enjoyed massive uncontested success despite being terrible chocolate. It is objectively horrible chocolate. However, Milton Hershey colluded with JP Morgan and associates to murder everyone in their way to secure his gross chocolate empire. And if you don't believe me, the proof is in the pudding. In the pudding, Link. Go into the pudding and find the truth.
You want me to...
I want you to go into the pudding. What's so hard to... Put your hands in the pudding.
You're wondering why we're taking a 3-week break?
Mm-hmm. There's where the truth lies. Yep. What are the chances? Link, would you mind opening that bag for me? Try not to get any pudding on the thing that's inside of it. Link, you know what Hershey stands for? Hershey, exterminated rivals, securing humongous earnings. Wowza!
That's Yowza.
Yeah, I mean, well, it depends on what part of the country you're from. Yowza! What are the chances that that was in the pudding? I mean, if this isn't any clearer, I don't know what could be. That is the real story behind the not sinking of the Titanic and why Hershey's chocolate, which is objectively awful and terrible, continues to be such a big deal. You're welcome, Link. And Mythical Beasts.
Tried to make it a W.
I rest my rod.
Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing.
You know what time it is.
Hi, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Gabriele.
We're in Svalbard.
Longyearbyen.
That's a polar bear. And it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
What the crap?
That might be the most remote wheel video we've ever had.
I know. Can we say we were just with a polar bear because of that?
Well, we kind of look like those guys. Maybe we could just say we were there.